Good afternoon, friends, colleagues, and honored guests. My name is Bernard Burton. I'm Executive Director of Craft Alliance Atlantic Association. I'm very pleased to be your Master of Ceremonies for today's celebration of craft. On behalf of the Craft Alliance Board of Directors, I would like to welcome all of you to Celebrating Excellence in Craft and the 24th Annual Atlantic Canada Craft Awards for Excellence. As we gather here to celebrate the work of our peers in the craft industry, let us pause to remember that in this region we all live, work, and create on the lands that are by law the unceded territories of the Wabanaki peoples, predominantly the lands of the Mi'kmaq, Wolastoq, and Passamaquoddy. May we live with respect on this land and live in peace and friendship with all its people. I would like to extend a warm welcome to our Pan-Atlantic craft industry organizations, government partners, retailers, and craft producers who may be participating in our award presentation today. 2021 marks the 4th year of Craft East Buyers Expo, which has unfortunately been delayed due to pandemic restrictions. We hope to have our in-person trade show back very soon. In October 2020, Craft Alliance launched our new Craft East virtual marketplace. We are very excited by the response of retailers and craft producers in this new wholesale ordering platform, and also for this new direction in wholesale market development for Atlantic Canada. The Atlantic Canada Craft Awards for Excellence are the principal form of recognition for leadership and excellence for professional craft and giftware producers, and for those who are strong supporters of the craft industry in Atlantic Canada. The Craft Industry Awards being presented today are the work of Tim Worthington of Birdsall Worthington Pottery in Mahone Bay, Nova Scotia. The individual award plates are engraved with the name of the award and the recipient's name as well. When the award recipients are announced, please wait until we ask you to comment and we will unmute you. We will read from the award nomination statement first, then present the award. Our first award to be presented is for Outstanding Retailer. This award recognizes an individual, organization, or company that retails quality craft made in the Atlantic region. The honoree demonstrates excellence in product display, merchandising, and service to the craft industry. This year's honoree is the Craft Council Shop and Pantry from St. John's, Newfoundland and Labrador. The Craft Council of Newfoundland and Labrador has showcased the work of its juried members in a dedicated gift shop for the past 29 years. First opening in a small room at the Craft Council's historic Devon House property, the shop eventually expanded to take up the entire first floor. For visitors to the province, it has become a destination shop for fine craft. 2 moves in recent years have put pressure on the shop's ability to function at its best, but the shop has proven worthy of the challenge. Despite the demands of a difficult year in 2020, their November sales in 2020 were the best ever. The Craft Council of Newfoundland and Labrador has helped develop and followed a stringent jury process for all its marketing efforts. First established in the 1970s, the standards of quality lay out criteria for excellence in technique, design, and materials in all handmade products. The policy is implemented by a standing volunteer committee composed of senior makers in a diversity of media. All products sold at the Craft Council shop and pantry must meet these exacting requirements. In addition, all products submitted for consideration for inclusion in the shop inventory must be submitted market ready, and the shop makes its inventory decisions based on marketability and available space. For the past 14 years, Shannon Reed, seen here in the middle, has served as shop manager. Knowing that her work supports craftspeople and the Craft Council, Shannon takes her role very seriously and sees the shop as more than a retail outlet. It is an important element in the strength of the Craft Council, the provincial craft industry, and the businesses of the members that the shop represents. As a member-based not-for-profit organization, the Craft Council has a very limited budget for display units and materials. Shannon says that forces everyone to be creative. The nature of this province and its people and the experience visitors hope to have when they visit the shop lends itself very well to the found and creative approach of merchandising. That's part of the shop story. Displays change seasonally, particularly for the summer months when customers are primarily visitors to the province. That's when culturally significant products are placed at the front of the shop and contemporary objects play a lesser role at that time. Keeping the bar high could be the mantra of the Craft Council shop. In all its forms and in every aspect of its operation, the shop maintains its own high-level standard of service to its suppliers, to the Craft Council, and most importantly, to the buying public. The loyal customer base returns again and again to support the craft makers of the province, to satisfy their own desire for the individual and the unique. They know they will be well served at the Craft Council shop. And when this is said and done, that is the meaning of an outstanding retailer. So we'd like to congratulate the Craft Council shop and pantry as our Outstanding Retailer Award winner for 2021. So we'd like to invite Shannon Reed, manager of the Craft Council shop and pantry, to say a few words. Shannon? I think we're trying to unmute here. Sorry about that, folks. We're just trying to unmute here. Greg, are you able to unmute her?
Trying to do so right
Here, can you hear me now?
Oh,
yes, Shannon, go ahead.
Here I am. I'm going to tell you, anyone who knows me would not be surprised by the fact that I was muted. So I will just say thank you again. Thank you to the nomination committee and the Craft Alliance for this award. The Craft Council of Newfoundland and Labrador Shop and Pantry is very honored to have been selected to receive this Outstanding Retailer Award, and certainly in this year in particular. I'm sure most retailers wake up each morning wondering if we ever actually knew anything about retail at all this year. It is certainly our hope that we have played a key role in the craft industry in Newfoundland and Labrador in our 30 years of operation. Every day, and even in these most trying of times, we are committed to connecting customers with fine craft and to supporting our membership in whatever way they may need us. Thank you to our Craft Council team, who always supports the shop in more ways than I could ever list. Our shop staff, Sarah, who is truly my right hand, Stephanie, Amanda, Renee. These are ladies who always step forward and do what needs to be done. We love our work and we love to laugh, so it makes it a wonderful place to come to work. Charlene, who does all our wonderful graphics and communications. Bruno, who is our gallery director and a great champion of the shop. Rowena, who is our executive director and the driving force behind keeping our organization moving forward, especially in these past couple of years. And of course, to our tireless board of directors. For a volunteer committee, they've certainly been put to the challenge these past few years. And I would also like personally to thank Anne Manuel and Sharon Lariche, who welcomed me to the Craft Council almost 15 years ago and taught me so much about this industry and information I use every day. And most importantly, we thank our Newfoundland and Labrador and Atlantic Canadian craftspeople for continuing to create beautiful and inspiring products and for making our work so rewarding and our days so interesting. Thank you so much, and I hope everyone stays safe. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Shannon. That was wonderful. Our second award today is for Outstanding Exporter. This award recognizes an individual, organization, or company for exporting achievement in the craft and giftware sector outside of Atlantic Canada for a minimum of 2 years. This year's honoree is Ragma by Megan Jackman from St. John's, Newfoundland and Labrador. Megan Jackman is a risk taker, but she is not rash. Unhappy as a pharmacist, she gradually withdrew from a 10-year career when she realized she enjoyed making handbags more. In the beginning, she made bags at home and sold them at the local farmers market. Needing to be part of a larger craft and business community, she applied to the studio space program at the Quidi Vidi Village Plantation Craft Incubator in St. John's. There she developed her product, considered her options, and drew the map that would, in an exceptionally short time, lead her to a successful export business. What started out as a small home-based business has grown into a thoughtfully crafted brand that has grown and is now shipping bags across North America. Ragma designs and creates a line of bags that combines heavy waxed canvas with leather and their own patterned fabrics to create products that are both beautiful and durable. Products range from pouches to bottle bags to larger crossbody bags and backpacks. Consistency is a cornerstone of her marketing effort. Photography, display, and presentation are at the very core of operations. We have worked hard to create a consistent look for the bags so that customers recognize our branding immediately when they see it, Megan says. By creating an aesthetic that is both consistent and current, we give our customers more than just a product. We give them a brand that can be counted on year after year. The Ragma brand has an impressive following on social media, with more than 13,000 followers on Facebook and more than 24,000 followers on Instagram. A maker with a clear vision for her business, Megan Jackman is justifiably proud of her accomplishments, with a market reach that stretches more than across North America. This is a major achievement and done within 7 years, making her a worthy recipient of our annual Outstanding Exporter Award for 2021. So please welcome Megan Jackman from Ragma. We'll just unmute you, Megan. Actually, Greg, you have to do that.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yep, you can do video too if you like, Greg.
Oh, okay.
There she is. Hi, Megan.
Okay, hi, I'm in my kitchen. I guess I just want to say thank you for this award. And I'm accepting it not just on behalf of myself, but on behalf of my team. I think Kim might be here as well. She's on my team, and like they make all the products possible, really. Also, thanks to Craft Alliance for keeping the awards going during 2020. And yeah, what a crazy year. And thank you for the nomination from the Craft Council here at home. I'm super appreciative for this award. Thank you.
Great. Thank you very much. That was wonderful. Our next award today is the Award for Industry Leader Supporter. This award recognizes an individual, organization, or company that has shown superior leadership and has made exceptional contributions to the development of craft in Atlantic Canada over the past 5 years. This year's honoree is Susan Hanrahan from East Pennant, Nova Scotia. Susan has exemplified the criteria for this award, having made exceptional contributions to the craft community in Atlantic Canada, internationally, across Canada, and here at home. Susan started working for Craft Nova Scotia in 1987 and worked in many various roles within the organization: executive assistant, membership, communications, standards, board and committee meetings, and then on to market coordinator and managing their retail markets. Susan became executive director in 1994 until her departure in September 2020 due to the financial implications of COVID on the Craft Nova Scotia organization. A versatile and creative arts administrator, Susan has for over 30 years experience in event organization and management, volunteer motivation and coordination, strategic planning and problem solving, policy and program development, and implementation and evaluation. As executive director of Craft Nova Scotia, Susan guided the organization through the assuming of management of the Nova Scotia Centre for Craft Design, now called the Centre for Craft Nova Scotia. She has developed a strong relationship with all levels of government, participating in key policy consultations and serving on a variety of advisory committees. She was a key member of the inaugural boards of Arts Nova Scotia and also Craft Alliance Atlantic. Her reputation as a skilled negotiator and strategic thinker meant she was sought after by boards and committees around the province and indeed across the country. The Canadian Crafts Council, Trade Team Canada Craft Working Group, the Nova Scotia Cultural Network, the Canadian Crafts Federation, and the Cultural Federations of Nova Scotia, just to name a few. Susan was executive producer on the Life's Work 6 Conversations with Makers, a documentary short film series. This was a collaboration between Craft Alliance and Craft Nova Scotia. Life's Work shared the stories of 6 master craftspeople from Nova Scotia and went on to win international awards and receive international recognition for the individual makers. Susan's abilities as an administrator, advocate, and director, her diplomacy has proven to be an effective tool as she navigates all levels of government, the nonprofit world, staff management, and cultural community building. She has fostered among her staff a level of respect unmatched anywhere, allowing them the autonomy to do their best work on behalf of Craft Nova Scotia. Susan was successful in nominating on 3 different occasions outstanding master artisans from Nova Scotia to the prestigious Sadie Bronfman Award of Fine Craft, which is Canada's most significant award for craft and is part of the Governor-General's Awards for Visual and Media Arts, and recognizes the careers of exceptional artisans who have shaped fine craft in Canada. Susan's 33-year role with Craft Nova Scotia and the broader cultural community demonstrates Susan's long-standing support and leadership in the craft community. Susan's reach is broad and her work will impact the culture sector for decades to come, and is a deserving recipient of this year's Industry Leader and Supporter Award. So please join me in welcoming Susan Hanrahan, winner of the Industry Leader Supporter Award. And if we can unmute her, Greg. Susan, hello.
Hello, thank you all so much. This is so very exciting. I was speechless when I found out about this. As you said, for 33 years, I've worked for Craft Nova Scotia, the last 25 of those as director. And to work for this craft community has made for a wonderful career, and it's been a true joy. Not every day was unalloyed pleasure, I can say, but as you say, there's certainly some moments that have stood out, and you've mentioned many of them already, Bernie, taking on the management of the center, opening and then expanding the designer craft shop, helping to expand export markets for our members, the Life's Work series, nominating successfully our talented artists for the Bronfman and the Masterworks Awards. I'm so proud of having been part of all of that and so much more over my time with the organization. So I have many, many thanks to give. First of all, thank you to Craft Alliance and to the jury committee for selecting me for this very, very special recognition. And thank you to Craft Nova Scotia for making the nomination, with particular thanks to Julie Rosval for pulling together the nomination package, all of which she did without saying a word to me. So it was a very lovely surprise to find out that this was coming. I couldn't have done any of this by myself, so I'd like to thank the membership of Craft Nova Scotia for their support of the organization and its programs. I got to know so many of our members well over the years, and some of them have grown to become really good friends. My appreciation for the welcome and the support that our members have always given me is boundless. Working with the board of directors of Craft Nova Scotia was also a huge pleasure. I've had the privilege of working with some exceptional volunteers over the years as the organization has both tackled challenges and celebrated successes. I knew the board always had my back, and for an executive director, that's priceless. So thank you so much. The many committee and event volunteers, I'd like to thank them for their vision, for their creativity, for their time, their energy, and sometimes just a strong back and strong arms put at the service of the organization. I knew I could always rely on all of your help, so thank you too. As Bernie also said, I've had the great good fortune to have served with many organizations during my time with Craft Nova Scotia. Out of all of them, I would like to particularly thank Cultural Federations of Nova Scotia, the Canadian Crafts Federation, and Craft Alliance as the three organizations with whom I have spent the most time over the years, and probably the three organizations after Craft Nova Scotia who are probably closest to my heart. Through my involvement with these organizations, I got to meet and work with really fascinating and talented individuals across Canada and beyond. I've had the great good fortune also to find help and support with all of our various funding agencies, departments, foundations, staff at Nova Scotia Communities, Culture and Heritage, the Canada Council for the Arts, Arts Nova Scotia Business Inc., ACOA, and as I say, all those other agencies and foundations and organizations. They've been generous with their advice, with their encouragement, and even occasionally with their funding. So my thanks go to all of you. And words, as always, fail me when it comes to thanking my former co-workers. I'm going to get weepy now. I've learned something from all of them, and I'd like to single out the current Craft Nova Scotia staff of Andrea St. Pierre, Julie Rosval, Trina Anand. Thank you all so much for your hard work, for your dedication, and the many laughs we've shared. I miss working with all of you, as well as with Emily and Alexis and Anna over at the center. And I know that I leave Craft Nova Scotia and the center in good hands. So thank you to Craft Alliance for this special award. I'm honored and humbled to receive it. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Susan. That was lovely. It was great working with you in the past. Thank you. Our fourth and final award today is the Award for Excellence in Product Design. This award recognizes a company who has consistently demonstrated outstanding quality and creativity in the design of their products. This year's honoree is the Saltwater Mitten series by Boulder Books. Saltwater Mittens by Boulder Books, which is a collaboration between Boulder Books, Christine LeGrow, and Shirley A. Scott from Newfoundland and Labrador. This is the first time in the 24-year history of our Awards of Excellence that we have had a publishing company as an award winner. And it is also the first time that we have presented an award as part of a collaboration between an author, craftspersons, and a publishing business as the recipient of the Award for Excellence. A bewitching mixture of craft, gift, and culture, the creation of an award-winning series of 3 outstanding books, the Saltwater series of books about knitting from the island of Newfoundland. The 3 books in the series, Saltwater Mittens, Saltwater Classics, and Saltwater Gifts, were published by Boulder Books from 2018 to 2020. The series has won many accolades, including first commercially published knitting books of Newfoundland and Labrador, over 40,000 books sold to date, Best Atlantic Published Book Award in 2019 from the Atlantic Publishers Marketing Association. It was also Amazon's best-selling craft book in 2019. And it's had commentary from Vogue Knitting, referring to the pattern writing as elegant. Christine LeGrow and Shirley Scott have a passion for knitting. They teach knitting classes, collect and study traditional knitting, talk and write about knitting, and of course, they knit. The author of an earlier book on the history of Canadian knitting, Shirley has been knitting and collecting information about traditional knitting in North America countries for over 40 years. Christine has been running her successful business, Spindrift Hand Knits, for more than 20 years. Shirley's background, combined with Christine's deep local knowledge of life and traditional craft practices in Newfoundland and Labrador, provided the context for these books. Gavin Will started Boulder Books in 2002, known for its nonfiction releases, especially field guides. Boulder is an innovative book publisher with a strong interest in documenting the natural, historical, and cultural world of Newfoundland and Labrador. Their mission? To honor the knitters of the past and carry Newfoundland and Labrador knitting forward. Shirley and Christine have donated some of their collection of Newfoundland mittens to the Provincial Museum, the Rooms. In the past, mittens were overlooked by cultural institutions because they were simple work clothes and heavily worn. This has changed, and mittens are now esteemed by many collectors. Their goal of recording the traditional designs of Newfoundland mittens to get them down on paper before they were irretrievably lost has been archived. It's an achievement for the authors, a commercial success for the publisher, and a boon for knitters everywhere. It's an Atlantic success story and a worthy recipient of the Atlantic Canada Award for Excellence in Product Design. Please join me in welcoming our recipients of the Award for Excellence in Product Design, Christine, Shirley, and Gavin. If you'd like to unmute your video and audio, that would be great. I think you're on mute, Gavin.
Yes, thank you very much, Bernard. It is a true honor to receive the 2021 Atlantic Canada Craft Award for Excellence in Product Design. And I particularly want to say hello to Christine and Shirley, because of course we haven't seen much of each other over the past few months, thanks to you-know-what, the thing that will not say its name. Not
Right.
a chance. And but yeah, it's wonderful to be honored in this way. And thank you very much to the Craft Alliance for this award. The 3 books, Saltwater Mittens, Saltwater Classics, and Saltwater Gifts, have become bestsellers in the crafts category in Canada and the United States. This, of course, is being achieved in large part due to the, almost wholly actually, due to the efforts of Christine and Shirley, who, as Bernard said, are dedicated to preserving and enhancing traditional knitting patterns from Newfoundland and Labrador. I think it's important to point out that we wanted to design these books in a way that is aesthetically pleasing, while also being easy, the books being easy to navigate and to use for knitters. And that we were successful in this is due to the focus of the authors and of our graphic designers, who brought Shirley and Christine's vision from concept to reality. And the graphic designers were Tanya Saint-Amand from Toronto, who designed Saltwater Mittens. She was the original, she basically created the template, and also Saltwater Gifts. And Saltwater Classics was designed by Todd Manning, who lives in Torbay here in Newfoundland. So I think now I should turn this over to the co-creators and the authors, since they are responsible for this thing. Thank you very much, Bernard.
You're welcome. Thank you. Christine, would you like to go first?
Hi, Bernie. Thanks so much for inviting us today. First, I'd like to thank the nominating committee of the Craft Council of Newfoundland and Labrador for honoring Shirley and I with the nomination on behalf of the Craft Alliance, and then the Craft Alliance for giving us another vote of confidence with this wonderful award. Mostly, I'd like to say thank you today to everyone that helped us make these 3 books. We had so many helpers in so many ways, big and small. Without all their help, we wouldn't have been able to get these 3 books published for sure. And they share this award with us. So I'd like to really thank them. I just want to say a quick word of thank you, Gavin. Thank you, Shirley, for being my partners in crime and knitting and all things fun. And thank you, Bernie, today for keeping all this going, and for the Craft Alliance promoting craft, not only in Atlantic Canada, but far beyond, and keeping up that good work. Stay safe, everyone. Stay COVID-free and keep those knitting needles clicking. Thank you so much. Over to you, Shirley.
Well, I'll just say my quick adding a little thank you to everyone who worked so hard on getting these awards established and keeping them going. It's a big piece of work. So we are very deeply honored to receive this award. When you think of it, we live in a part of the country, our region, where craft and life are pretty closely related. We don't have to explain what craft is to people. They know what it is. We don't have to tell them why it's important, because everybody knows that here. So many wonderful things are made that we are really honored to get this award and be among them, I guess. Just wanted to summarize and say, writing these books wasn't hard. It was a real privilege. We're so grateful to have had the chance to do it. And so grateful to our publisher for saying yes when we brought him the idea. And just to end up, I hope it would maybe open the door for more craft book publishing in our part of the country. I think it's something we could do really well, and so little is done now. Thanks.
Thank you very much, Shirley. That's wonderful. Congratulations, folks. And we hope to see you again in the future, maybe with a new project.
Thank you.
Thank you. Take care. Thank you very much. An event such as this and our retailer forum, which has taken place yesterday and today, would not be possible if not for the many hours of work by so many people. I would like to acknowledge the Craft Alliance staff, Greg Toole, Berth Worth, William Scott, Nancy Lamrock for their work over the past year. As we all know, it's been a real challenge in the past 12 months in working remotely and with COVID restrictions. I would also like to thank the Craft Alliance board, our government and craft industry partners, and the 2021 award jurors for their work and continued support. In closing, I would like to congratulate all of the award honorees, as well as everyone participating today. Our craft community works diligently to make Atlantic Canada a great craft community. Please join us again next year. It's going to be our 25th anniversary celebration of the Atlantic Canada Craft Awards for Excellence. And we hope that our next event, God willing, will be in person. For anyone watching today, please check out our new online wholesale ordering platform, the Crafteast Virtual Marketplace, which we launched back in October. You can find that at marketplace.crafteast.ca. There are also video links of our marketplace participants and links to our marketplace preview pages. Also check out our new YouTube channel, which is called Craft Alliance Atlantic, for tutorials and producer videos. This concludes our program for 2021, and we'd like to thank everyone for attending today, and we wish everyone safe COVID times, and we hope to see you all again in person sometime soon. Thank you.